So I was reading about the Beatitudes, right? And, the Bible where Jesus was talking about who the people who are blessed are. And he was saying the first one was, blessed are the poor in the spirit. It says, blessed are the poor in the spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And I remember when I first read it, I'm like, poor in the spirit? Why would I want to be poor in the spirit? Right? And then I realized that being poor in the spirit basically means that you know that there's nothing in this world that you can do on your own. And there's nothing that you can offer God. There's nothing you can do to say, my spirit is so rich, Lord, like this is I have so much to offer you. You cannot offer God anything. Like he created every single thing. There's nothing you can offer him. And when you are poor in the spirit is when you know this fact. When you know that nothing in this life that you do on your own, or you can ever do on your own, because if God says no, it will not come to pass. The only reason why anything is happening in this world, even the fact that you have breath in your lungs, the only reason you have that is because of God. When you think about all the times that the Lord has not necessarily turned his back on people, because the only time that in the Bible that the Lord turned his back on his children, the Israelites, was when they turned their backs on him by following other gods, by idolizing everything else or everyone else, by doing things against the will of God on purpose, like willingly seeking out the help of other people. That is when the Lord turned his back on his children. But the time when the Lord humbled somebody was when they were prideful, right? Because they were boastful in the spirit. They were not poor in the spirit. King Nebuchadnezzar is the best example about God showing somebody what it means to truly be humble. Okay, if you don't know anything about King Nebuchadnezzar, let me put you on. So King Nebuchadnezzar was the king of Babylon in the time of Daniel. You can find the story in the book of Daniel. And so King Nebuchadnezzar, he was a great king. He ruled Babylon. And at the time, Babylon was a great empire. They had so many kingdoms, so much greatness, so much wealth because of all the countries and nations that they conquered. And King Nebuchadnezzar, because of all the pride that he had in all the things that he was blessed with, because the Lord blessed him with it, he said, Is it not this great Babylon that I have built my royal dwelling by my mighty power for the honor of my majesty? And so he was like, I built this for myself. I got this by myself. It's all me. I did all this for myself. And that was when the Lord humbled him for 7 straight years. And humbling him, meaning he ended up, as he was speaking that, the Lord literally made him look like a madman. Like he was on the fields eating grass with all the animals. His hair had overgrown, and he was literally basically not sane. And this happened for 7 years. And then when he became, after the 7 years, he came back to his senses, and he was like, OMG, like if not for the Lord, I would not have any of this. And he praised the Lord, and his weakness, his time of weakness, his time of chastening was what led him to find the Lord, because he was like, oh wow, like this is the Lord. So I say all of this to say, pride is what will hinder your blessings. And that's what the first beatitude was, which is, blessed are the poor in the spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Because when you're poor in the spirit, you recognize that there's nothing in this world that you've attained, you've been blessed with. There's nothing that you ever have or ever will have that did not come from God. It's showing that the Lord loves a humble heart. He loves somebody, he loves his children when they know that there's nothing they can do. Notice that a lot of times when you're going through something, then all of a sudden it would be the moment where your back is against the wall, where there is no chance of you saying that I did this by myself. That is when the Lord comes through. And that is because his strength comes forth from our weakness. Because you can't give the glory to the Lord if you say that you are the one that did something. You gave glory to yourself. So when you humble yourself enough, if there's something right now that you're waiting on the Lord for, and you're actively trying to work towards getting that thing, and thinking that by your own merit you'll be able to receive it while simultaneously praying to the Lord to get that thing, the Lord will show you that if not for him, you will not get that thing.